Good afternoon, traders. This is Michael and Paul coming to you from the GammaEdge. We're going to do an educational video on how we use TICK for an overall view of the market, how we look at it for intraday trading, and how you might be able to use it in your own trading as we start to continue to mesh the confluence between technical analysis, TICK, and gamma levels.
Very good. Good afternoon, everyone. So on the screen right now is a TradeStation tick. We'll show you in a little bit that we do have also a TOS tick indicator that's available to you. I'm not going to be showing you that as I'm a TradeStation user, but we do have a large number of TOS users within GammaEdge, and there's plenty of support there to walk you through that size. What's most important here today is just to take a look at what is the tick and how do we use it, as Michael said. Stepping back, the tick and the cumulative tick actually have been around for a while. The real key here is that it gives us market sentiment in a real-time sense. It does not rely on a moving average. It's literally an instantaneous view of what the market is doing. Tick in and of itself is part of a trade transaction, and when every trade is made, independent of size, the trade ends on an uptick or a downtick. Upticks typically mean that a stock was bought, meaning it was going up to the offer. And then when we have a downtick, then it was actually being sold. And of course, now we can start accumulating those. And so what's really, really important is that we are able to track that and then use that information to get an overall summary of the day. We do plot a couple things, and when you look at the charts that Taylor is posting in the market status, you'll see these charts, and they're it pays attention, or you should pay attention. It pays to watch this, because this really has given us a very good view of what's going on. The top one is the 52-week new high, new low, and anytime red is over green, the new lows are making dominant waves, and you can see we hit 2,147 on Friday. I think that's an all-time record, at least for the last year and a half since the COVID crash. So red line, new lows, green line, new highs, and you can see only 34 on Friday made new highs. The second line here is what we call a filtered cumulative tick, and it's in both the TOS as well as the TradeStation views. And this gives us a sense of urgency. So when we actually see it flat, the big boys and girls who are out there trading are not really demanding anything out of the market. But when we see it trend down like this, and trend down in a linear fashion, selling in this particular case is constant. It's being presented to all of the exchanges, and it's really, really important to pay attention when we see this, because in this particular instance, this was risk off. And this is telling you, if you've got profits, you probably should be protecting them. And if you see it to the upside, and we can go back here in a second and I'll show you an example of that, that's probably you should be buying. So pay particular attention to this when we talk about it, either in the voice channels or when you actually see this in the condition of coming down or whatever. This third one here is the unfiltered tick, and this is really the entire retail market, all the transactions that are going down. And again, Friday, this past Friday, the 21st, you can see this linear down. So this is risk off across the board. And then finally, we take these and we stitch them together day over day. And you can see from the many days back here all the way on down, we've been downtrending. So when you read Taylor's input in the market status, you're going to actually see we called, that we were under pressure. We had some failures that were occurring. And then when we started coming down, the SPX was selling off, and we were tracking that in real time, saying, hey, this is subject to failure. You should probably protect your profits. And sure enough, you can see that, here we are a week and a half later, and it's all materialized. So that's really the broad overview here. We use the linearity to tell us that something is going on, that there's a pressure. We can use it, both the rises and the falls, to tell us what's going on from a market sentiment point of view. And it can become really, really important to help influence which side of the trade you should be looking at. And clearly, we should all be looking at the downside in this particular view. Don't try to anticipate a turn up until you actually see the tick start to move up. So let me pause there. Michael, is that anything else to add there?
No, I think that's a great point. So just if you look at the overall view of those multiple days that you've shared there, I mean, obviously the new lows were outpacing new highs for, obviously we know the market's been in correction and down, but nothing's changed there, right? So, if you were looking to turn the Titanic or push a boulder uphill, you would need to at least see multiple days of that new highs over new lows start to turn. And then this brings in, for some people that know or have heard of William O'Neill, this brings in the follow through day concept, right? Where we need a major accumulation day, and then we need multiple days of institutional buying. And the only way you're going to see institutional buying is new highs over new lows, turn around, and the tick to show multiple days of linearity to the upside. So I think that's important.
Correct. And just we'll do a separate video on this to start really looking at the efficacy of this indicator to help us gauge. But even back here on 1220, you can see that we made a midday low, which is a key signature. And then we had several days of follow through on this. And you can see from the filtered cumulative tick perspective, we had buying that was going on. And then the unfiltered daily cumulative tick was showing a lot of strength going into the Christmas period. And sure enough, here we are stitching all of these together and things are working out. So again, we'll do a more detailed video at some time, but this can be a very, very good indicator of when you should be coming in and out of the market.
Yeah, I think so. And I use it intraday, obviously, like you said, just be on the right side of the trade. And then we start becoming familiar with Gamma, and maybe some other technical analysis like VWAP. It really can compound which side of the trade you should be on and should be looking for short or long. And just a quick blip that we'll throw in there. Obviously, we've been in a negative game environment. So the dealers are selling weakness and buying into the rise in price. But as we buy into the rise in price into overhead levels, we can look at tick, and the tick really didn't change around from the morning. So that should be your cue that your wave up is going to be probably short-lived, and then you should be looking to short into those overhead levels with a very small risk management, which is what we executed on Friday. Great. So now we'll go ahead and I'll show you where the scripts are for our GammaEdge room. Give me 1 second here. We'll go to our GammaEdge Discord. And the first room that we'll look at is the TradingView Gamma strips. TradingView Gamma scripts, and these are available for download. So when the bot populates these will give you the gamma levels and a dashboard for TradingView, and we can help all the TradingView users learn how to download and load that. We have multiple people that can help you get that up and running. And these are, I think, essential when you're looking at price charts, of knowing where the gamma levels are and how you can set up a trade, either from doing intraday scalping all the way up to swing trading or even longer term trades. These kind of give you, we call them the tankers, or we kind of give you the guardrails of where price may live. And then once it goes out of that, what may happen with price. So I think it's just essential if you're setting up a trading plan and you want to use technical analysis and gamma overview. Any other comments on that, Paul?
Oh, perfect.
Okay, and then so the other other scripts that we have are for Thinkorswim users and TradeStation users. So the TradeStation tick that Paul just described and shown on the screen, you can download this here, and either Paul or one of the other TradeStation users will help you get that up and running, so you can watch that on your own and kind of overlay whatever else you want to do to that. And that definitely will provide you a good intraday tool to use. Thinkorswim, we have pinned up here at the top. We have a nice script here that will that Thinkorswim users can use. It's the tick cumulative. I'm also going to be pinning a script up there that will give a four box grid that will have accumulation distribution, VIX, intraday tick, and some other tools that you may be interested in using. And again, these will all be continue to be updated and tweaked as we get feedback from users. And there may be some of you other users out there that are coming into GammaEdge that have some other tools that they might want to share that will fit into kind of what our thesis and philosophy is. So any other comments on that?
No, I would just say that the trade station also are pinned, so you should be able to always go to the pinned channels and get the most recent downloads as necessary. So.
Yep. Excellent. And on the Thinkorswim, also we do have a chart bot now that is populating Thinkorswim script for the gamma levels also. So you can download that every morning, and you'll want to load that and update your gamma levels. And we have a list of tickers. Now, does this? I can't remember all the tickers this includes. This is all the tickers that we're watching on GammaEdge, correct?
So these are the tickers that are in the what we call the fast batch. So if you go back up to that trading view window, there's probably 15 to 20 tickers up in the trading view script, and they're also shown here. And so if there are other tickers that you want to have included in TOS, just ask. It's easy to add them. It does take a little bit of code work and pushing out to the server. So we prefer that you ask on a Friday or so. But other than that, yeah, we can add your symbols with no major effort, and we'll just run it right in with the code updates that we do on the weekend.
Yep, sounds good. And the last thing we'll discuss real quick is our GammaEdge YouTube channel that we have up and running now. We have an hour's worth of content, and this will continue to get added to. Our tick video that we're currently recording will get updated there, and then we'll also be doing a in-depth tick kind of for advanced users and how to read and interpret that and use that in your trading plan. So hopefully that helps. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button on that GammaEdge, and you'll be notified anytime new content is uploaded. And I think that's it. So thank you, and hopefully this is informational, and go ahead and check us out on YouTube. We'll continue to upload content. Thank you.
Take care.